Welcome boys and girls from YouTube. My name is Sloth. This is the SlothForge, and in today's video I want to show you a 100% free-to-play friendly team for the Pillar of Resplendence. Now, but before we get into this, let me say one thing real quick. I wanted to thank you once again for this amazing support that you guys provide for me and for this channel. Now, I'm creating YouTube content for a bit more than 2 weeks now. So I'm very new to all of this, and I'm already at more than 300 subscriptions, and this is just such a good feeling. And I'm so happy. I'm every day waking up with a smile on my face, just because so many people out there and so many positive comments under those videos. It's such a nice feeling, not gonna lie. So once again, thanks all of you. And if you did not leave a like yet, if you did not subscribe, consider to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content as well. So now, let's have a look at the boss, at the Pillar of Resplendence. Now, when it comes to the Pillar of Resplendence, this is, in my personal opinion, the hardest of those 3 bosses. Because this boss, he can do it all. Not only is he dealing extremely amounts of damage, like he is not the hardest hitting one, but he is hitting very, very hard, and also healing for insane amounts of HP. And not only is he healing once, no, he is healing twice, of 1,500% of his attack. Twice, within one rotation. So for stage 12, he is healing 400,000 HP on one skill. So within one rotation, he is healing for nearly 1 million HP. This is insane, in my personal opinion. This is the hardest Pillar Warden, in my opinion, and especially when it comes to create a free-to-play friendly team. This was very hard. It took me a couple of hours to figure this team out, and I hope that it is going to help you guys out there. But now, yeah, let's have a look real quick. As I said, he's healing for good amounts, and he's also placing an ally protection buff. So killing his ads is very, very hard. But also killing those ads is absolutely needed, because as long as they are alive, every one of those ads, of those elements, provide 40% damage reduction. So overall, an 80% damage reduction as long as both of those ads are alive. So yeah, you guessed it, we're dealing nearly no damage as long as those ads are alive. So we have to kill those ads, but it is not easy if he heals those ads over and over again, and is also placing those ally protection buffs. So this is the reason why this 100% free-to-play team is only able to farm stage 11 yet. Now if you have the perfect gear, or at least better gear than I do, then you will probably be able to farm stage 12 as well. And second note, if you have some better Dauntless heroes, if you have any legendary Dauntless hero, then you can clear stage 12 as well. But I'm using the 100% free-to-play options with Divine Ascetic and Shargol. And do not sleep on Shargol, actually. He, especially for an epic hero, he can deal very good amounts of damage. But he is only single-targeted DPS, as most Dauntless heroes are. This is why the Divine Ascetic actually is relatively useful for this dungeon, because his AoE does not only help to clear the waves a bit faster, but he can also hit an ad of the boss and the boss as well. So it makes the run a little bit more convenient, a little bit more reliable. But, well, those are your DPS slots. There's nothing special to mention about. You can use any DPS unit that you have, and if you have access to a better legendary option, you should definitely use your legendary DPS Dauntless hero. Now, there is once again Gyarios. There is also nothing special when it comes to Gyarios. Just use your best tanky set that you have access to. And if you have access to the Gatekeeper staff, you should absolutely use this staff on Gyarios. It is by far the best and slot item for him. And when it comes to his talents, as you can see, I did not talent him up at all. It's only at stage 4. And I would recommend you to at least go for stage 5 as well, because this Turn the Tides skill or talent helps your DPS units to stay alive a lot, because sometimes your Shargol or your Wukong dies, or your Divine Ascetic. He's not called Wukong, sorry. But sometimes they die, sometimes the RNG is not nice with you and they die, and then the Turn the Tides helps a lot, because it just helps them to survive a little bit longer. But that's it, you don't need this talent, but it helps a lot. So this is your tank, Garius. You should absolutely use Garius. He is probably one of the best tanks in the Resplendence faction. The most important hero now for this dungeon, for this team, is Iola. It would not work without Iola because of her ultimate. She's applying the attack penalty debuff, and it is for 10 seconds. So that means that we are able, if her ultimate is perfectly timed, to have the attack penalty up when the boss is using his 2 bright torrent skills. And as you can see, those heals scale of his attack. So if we reduce this attack by 50%, it just helps so much. Because as I said, he's healing for, without the attack penalty, he can heal for 800,000 within one rotation, or 600,000 at stage 11. Now, reducing this by 50% just makes this so much more reliable. So you should definitely use Iola. And actually, by the way, she is useless. She's not useless. She's very useful in other content as well, because her ultimate is very strong. And she can place those silence debuffs, which are very, very useful. And she actually can change those silence debuffs into stunned debuffs. So just generally speaking, Iola is very, very strong. And if you give her the Witch Remains, she can apply the attack penalty and defense penalty on her ultimate. Very reliable because it is multi-hitting as well. So just overall a very, very strong epic hero. And the last hero is Nathaniel. He also is relatively mandatory for this team. Now, of course, if you have someone else who's good at healing, if you have, for example, if you have access to Asilia, maybe even Mithrasia or Gillian, they are all very good for this slot as well, probably even better than Nathaniel. But if you don't have access to any of them, you should probably use Nathaniel, because the shields he provides are big. They are very big, and this is why I am building him with as much as enlightenment as possible. Now, apart from this, you don't need, or actually it is not recommended to use the Platinum Knight quality chest, because he is not dealing any damage at all, nearly no damage. So this set is not the best one. I've just been using it and it worked out, so I did not change it yet. And as you can see, and once again, he is not talent up as well. So actually the only hero here that has more than level 2 talents is Garius. So those talents, and they are very, very helpful for this content, but they are not needed. And now the last 2 things before I show you the run. First, you should absolutely use the attack aura from Wukong, because you will have a hard time to kill the elements, the adds that the boss is spawning. So every single percentage in attack helps a lot. And second, you should definitely use some buff food as well. And if somehow possible, you should use buff food that gives you more damage. So in this example, I'm going to use the attack plus 10% food, just so they deal more damage. And now let's get into this run and hope that it works and that they finish this run successful, because it is not 100% reliable. Sometimes they fail, as I said, sometimes one of the DPS unit dies, and sometimes they just have bad luck with their hits. They don't crit enough, often enough, and then it takes them too long to kill the adds, and then the run fails as well. But it's not the end of the world. The stamina does not get consumed, or it does not even consume stamina, but the resource that you need to start the run does not get consumed. So it's absolutely no problem. You just can start the run over again, and you will probably be fine. Now, I also have prepared a screenshot, which I will show to you right within the next minute, but we are at the boss right now. then I just want to show you the first rotation of the boss as well, before I show you the screenshot. So here we are. As you can see, and this is also very important to note, place your buff DPS units either at the top or at the bottom of your team. You want them both to focus the same element. Don't split them up. They need to focus the same element because otherwise they will have a very hard time to kill those elements. Because as you can see, those elements are very hard to kill and the healing is very, very hard. Now let's slow this down real quick so you can see this. He is using his healing skill at around this range. He's not using it exactly here. It takes him a little bit longer because the animation is very slow. This is why we use the 20.5 skill timing on Iola. Now I just recognized that I did not show you the skill timings yet, so I have to remember to show them to you at the end of the video. So now as you can see, Iola is using her ultimate at 20.5 seconds for the first time, and now the attack penalty debuff is up when he is healing. So he's only healing for 155 million HP instead of 300,000. Did I say just million? I mean 155,000 instead of 300,000. And still, they have problems to kill those ads, as you can see. Now maybe we are lucky. Yeah, as you can see. But now Wukong comes in. His ultimate actually deals good amount of damage. And if you scroll your Wukong up, or your Divine Ascetic, if you scroll him up, then he deals even more damage, which helps a lot when it comes to this dungeon. But now there is one very unlucky thing. It is the AI of your heroes. But as you can see, now for some stupid reason, Shargol starts to focus the ad. He is not focusing the boss, he is focusing the ad, and the Divine Ascetic is focusing the boss and not focusing the ad. It would be so much easier if they would not be that stupid. If they would just focus the same target. In the perfect world, they would both focus the ad first, so then they can kill the boss relatively easy, because once those ads are down, it is very easy, because then he has no more damage reduction, and then all of a sudden, he is relatively easy to kill. But as long as those ads are up, every one of those ads provide 40% damage reduction, so it would be way more convenient if Wukong would focus the ad as well. And I hope, and I think that they will fix this real soon within the next couple of days or weeks. So let's hope at least that they will fix this. We have 40 seconds left, so they definitely should do this. They should definitely win this. And I will not save this run. I will skip it within the last second. Oh, wow, Wukong sometimes deals so high amounts of damage. Okay. In the perfect world, I would not have saved this outcome because I can farm stage 12 as well with my best team, and then I have slightly better possibilities to get better resources, but it's absolutely fine actually. So now the last thing, let me show you the timings real quick. As you can see, Iola is at a 20.5 second first cast, 18 seconds recast, and this is very important as well, the separate timings for continuous stage. So it does not get out of sync. It needs to be on, and it needs to be a recast at 18 seconds. Otherwise, it will not stay in sync with the boss. Now, as you can see, we have an 20 seconds or nearly 20 seconds recharge time. So how do we provide the 18 seconds recast time? It's easy. It's with the Puppeteer's inspiration set. Because every time now she's using her ultimate, she and everyone else as well gets 10% ultimate energy. So now it does not take her 20 seconds, but 80 seconds to recast her skills, and then she can keep the attack penalty debuff up for the whole time whenever he's using his 2 healing skills. So he heals for only the half amount, and therefore it gets way more reliable, or actually possible. Because as you saw the last run as well, it was only half a minute left. So if it would take a little bit longer, the run would probably fail. So we really, really need Iola. Without Iola, it is not possible, at least for this particular version of the team. Now, as I said, once again, if you have access to better DPS heroes, maybe a better healer as well, you can absolutely farm stage 12 as well. But for this 100% free-to-play version, right now I can only farm stage 11. And well, that's it. I hope that I mentioned everything important. If you have any further questions, if I forgot to mention anything, or if you have any feedback overall, just please let me know in the comments below. As always, I'm very interested in your opinions. But that's it for today's video. See you in the next one.